Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. The vibe.
Thank you.
It's like dropping a pedal, like a pebble up in a pond. You causing a ripple is what I'm saying.
Appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Last summer, summer 2022, one day I went out to gather sound bites and interviews for my other podcast, Sociology. And whatever platform you're listening to Mogul Motivation on right now, you can also subscribe to Sociology on the same platform. If you're listening to this on YouTube, no worries, it's all on the same channel. But last summer, I was gathering sound bites and interviews for Sociology, and I really didn't want to do it. You know, it was hot that day. It was like 90-something degrees. It was sun everywhere. You know, I was already feeling uninspired. I was already feeling unmotivated that entire week. I remember it like it was yesterday. I just didn't have any creative juices flowing. I just didn't feel like what I was doing was going to yield any results. But nonetheless, something just told me to do it anyway. So I grabbed my mic, my camera, and I went out there. And the very first gentleman I ran into was the gentleman you heard at the top of this podcast. And he said those words to me. I had interviewed him. The interview was like maybe 90 seconds max. And I thought I stopped recording, but I didn't. And that was not intentional, but I was still recording after the interview. And he began to give me those words of wisdom, those words of uplift. And I'm internally grateful to him for that. I don't know this man's name, but wherever he is, God bless him, because it really lifted my spirits. And he was the first person I ran into, and that changed my entire day around. And it gave me the momentum and the energy that I needed. And the purpose of me telling you this, the purpose of me running into that gentleman on that day in that moment and causing him to say those things that he said to me is simple. Every little thing you do, even if you think it's meaningless, even if you think it has no purpose, even if you think it's not moving the needle in your life, whether it be building a business, whether it be going after a goal of yours, whether it be building your dreams, whatever you are doing, every little pebble counts. A pebble is something as simple as waking up this morning. A pebble is something as simple as working out when you don't feel like working out. A pebble is something as simple as praying when you don't feel like praying. A pebble is something as simple as writing when you don't feel like writing. A pebble is something as simple as doing anything that you need to do to move closer to your dreams and your goals. Continue to throw those pebbles in the water, ladies and gentlemen. Despite how unmotivated you may be, despite how uninspired you may be, every single day do something that's going to move that needle, because these pebbles matter. The ripple effect is real, because you might not think that it's fruit coming from your labor. You might not think that what you are doing will yield the results that you desire, but they are. The ripple effect is there, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be felt by somebody, and somebody is watching you throw those pebbles in the water. This gentleman that I ran into, we never met before, and we might not ever cross paths again, but we met on that day in that moment, simply not because I was gathering content for Sociology, but because I needed to hear what he had to say to me. He felt what I was trying to do. He felt the mission that I was trying to bring forth in this world, and he felt compelled to tell me that, and I am grateful to him for that. And you, in your life, on your journey, you have to understand that these ripple effects will cause a flow after a flow. You are doing the right thing. You are on the right path, but you have to continue to throw those pebbles in the water. You have to continue to do the work that you need to do to bring your dreams to fruition. Not somebody else's dreams, but your dreams. Because that ripple effect is not only going to bless you, that ripple effect is not only going to get you to where you want to be, but it's also going to bless those around you. It's going to inspire those that's watching you that want to do the same thing. Continue to throw those pebbles in the water. Never stop. Do not stop. Please don't stop. I'm telling you, every single morning you wake up, as long as you have breath in your lungs, throw those pebbles in the water. Continue to do what you have to do, because every single ripple is going to bring good news to you. But see, while we're talking about prosperity, while we're talking about overcoming our obstacles, while we're talking about being uninspired but reversing that into being inspired, ripple effects also have bad effects. That's why relationships are good. See, you can do all the hard work in the world. You can be as motivated, as inspired as you want, but you are not going to get anywhere without good relationships. You see, we call it networking, but it's deeper than networking. It's good relationships, ladies and gentlemen. As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, treat all your clients, all your customers the same. Treat them with integrity. Treat them with great customer service. Be professional. Communicate. Be polite. Even if they don't deserve it, because it's your business that's on the line. It's not their business. They're going to go on about their day. Continue to do what's right and continue to have compassion as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, but simply as an individual in this world. Because the more good relationships you have, the bigger those ripple effects will be. But when you have bad relationships, when you don't treat people well, when you treat customers and clients like they're nothing to you, when you feel entitled, when you act arrogant, when you act cocky, when you do all of these negative things in this world, that ripple effect is going to have a reverse effect on you. It's going to go backwards. It's going to have a bad effect on you, on your business of what you're trying to do, because that's how you burn bridges. That's how you lack referrals. People will not refer you anymore. People will not do business with you anymore. People will not want to be around you. So continue to build good relationships as you continue to go after your dreams, because that ripple effect is going to build from that. That ripple effect is going to turn into waves, and eventually everybody in your ecosystem, everybody in your network, everybody around you will be blessed by all of this labor that you have been doing right now in the present. I know it's hard. I know it's draining. I know you're unmotivated. I know you're worried. I know you're anxious. I know you're uninspired. I know you don't know what to do next. All of these things are things that I felt. All of these things are things I felt in that week, on that day when I ran into that man. But guess what? I still threw that pebble in the water. I still went out there, despite the fact of knowing what was going to come from it. And what came from it was a source of uplift for the uplift man himself. And I'm thankful for that. The ripple effect is real. Continue to throw pebbles in the water. Continue to be a good person. Continue to do what you got to do to get to where you need to be, because it's going to work out. It's causing a cause and effect. It's doing what it needs to do. You just don't see it yet. You see, at first, you can't really see a ripple because it's so faint. But when you continue to throw those pebbles in that water, in that same entry point, it starts to affect all of the surface area around it, and it continues to grow and grow and grow and get bigger. And that's exactly what's going on in your life, in your journey, entrepreneurial, dream chaser. It does not matter. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Very short, very brief. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Continue to throw those pebbles in the water. No matter how unmotivated you may feel, no matter how uninspired you may feel, continue to throw those pebbles in the water, because we will rock the boat. We will make a difference, and we will accomplish what we want to accomplish. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, ask for two things as always. Number one, leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend. They may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you next week.